Welcome to another episode of Dad's Worldwide. We will make you laugh. We might make you cry, most certainly somehow. Some way, make you a better parent. I am your most thoroughly annoyed host, Brendan. And the cowboy aviator wearing mofo is at my side once again.
It is I, the 16-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, non-chill filtered, quadruple distilled, your blend master, ceremon is himself, Tony motherfucking G. Back up in this biznitch. Thoroughly annoyed, huh? So you sound just thrilled to be here.
I've had a week.
It's only Wednesday.
I know. Jesus.
I feel that so hard, though.
I feel like no matter how hard I try to do some things, I just like I gotta shuffle a lot, and I just can't seem to shuffle correctly right now. Which usually I'm pretty good at shuffling, or it's just like right now it just seems like it's just too much. I don't know.
I mean, are you shuffling Uno cards, a regular deck of 52, a casino deck, which is like multiple decks?
Yeah, it's like 3 decks in one. Yeah.
That's rough.
I think it's more like take this for example. I'm on my way home yesterday from work, and I'm actually going home early because I can't work in one house because they just spray foamed insulated. The other one, I'm kind of just like waiting for them to finish a certain piece, and then I can finish that house. And so I'm like, all right, sweet. I'm gonna get home. I'm gonna clean my van out, and like I can actually walk in my van now. So I am 3/4 of the way home, and I hear pop.
Oh no!
Like what?
Your blow up doll. Oh man, Christine.
I know. How did you know her name?
Don't worry about it.
I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I pull over, and I see the problem, and my caliper must have got stuck because it wore a hole in my tire.
Oh shit! Even better.
And it must have been happening like over time because it was a tire that only had like 13,000 miles on it.
Oh, okay.
So
did you get is there a warranty with that? No.
You're shed of luck because there wasn't a road hazard. It was my shitty brakes apparently. So
oh yeah, okay.
So I'm just like, okay. Like, so then I actually like touch where the hole is, and of course there's wire sticking out of it. Of course, I gouged my hands with wire. That was fun. Change the tire, get back. Fast forward, I have it towed to the mechanic because I can't drive it if I don't want to ruin my spare too.
Right.
So there's
fun as that would be.
There's $200. Guess that goodbye for towing. Mechanic that I bring it to is it's like, hey, so I had originally told him, I'm like, I think we're just gonna need 4 new tires. He's like, no, we just put 2 brand new ones on. I said, one of the ones that just blew out was a brand new one. I said, and the other 3 look not great.
Yeah.
I was like, we might as well just. So I said, listen, it's coming to you. You tell me what you think. And he's like, wow, those tires look really bad. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I was like, we just put them on. And he goes, yeah, I know. He goes, I'm really disappointed in the way they look. That's crazy. He's like, you don't put a lot of weight in that thing, right? Like, so we go through this whole thing. So now, like, literally, and this adds up because so I bought this van for $20,000, and I thought,
and you got absolutely dicked over by repairs.
Oh yeah, like So I bought it for 20 grand at 103,000 miles.
Yeah.
I dropped it off at the mechanic. They put about $3,000 into it for brakes, tires, shocks, like random things. A month later, I did an alternator. That was $1,500.
Oh.
I ran over something at a job site. That was another tire. And one of the two tires that I just replaced. So that was the third brand new tire.
Shit.
So then,
Holy
so then, oh yeah, then if you're keeping track at home, that's quite a bit of money just in the right. That's like $4,500,
yeah.
$5,000, right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I've paid $25,000 for this vehicle. Now, new transmission, $7,500.
Yep. Yep. Mm.
So now I've paid $32,500 for this vehicle.
Yeah.
And this happens. So
Oh,
brakes,
man.
and 4 new tires is going to run me almost $3,000.
So
I've paid
yeah.
35 for the
Yeah.
So now I'm fucking annoyed.
Yeah.
Now, is that the fault of the person that sold this to me? No, not by any means. It's not. Did they know about the transmission? I don't know. I can't prove it. They probably did. They probably knew that they were going to have to sink $12,000 to $15,000 into a brand new transmission if they sent it to the dealership. Blah blah blah. They didn't want to deal with it. Got it. But whatever. Like, I still got a decent deal on the van, even if I put, which is sad to say, right? Like, even if I put $15,000 into it, I still got a decent deal. However, it doesn't make it less annoying that I've had to deal with.
No, it's still a royal kick in the dick every time something goes wrong.
Well, yeah, because also, luckily enough, I kept my old van. I tried to sell it, but I didn't really try to sell it.
Yeah.
I put it for sale, and if someone wanted to come look at it, they can look at it. But it's small, and after I put like all my tools into it, I really don't have much room for material. So
you really shouldn't call kids material.
My wife did call that my rape van for a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say it does say free candy.
Yeah, because I didn't have any markings on it, and she's like, you got to put something on there, like just showing up in your rape van, and I'm like, whoa. I'm pretty sure they were willing. So, yeah. So
I mean, I assume they were. Their mouths were taped shut, but
well,
I could see in their eyes they liked it.
Yeah.
There
weren't a lot of tears. So
mostly mine.
Mostly. Oh god, this is really awful. So yeah, I just and then today was because I knew, right, like my other van goes to the mechanic where it has all my material in it, right, like, and most of my tools, and I emptied out what I could, and I get to the job and I'm like, yep, don't have that, nope, don't have that, like I got to drill through tile. Well, there's only one drill bit that's gonna make that happen. If you want any, you need a diamond freaking bit to go through that. And of course, I've got 3 of them in my other van.
In the other,
yeah. So
nice.
I'm just fucking annoyed. Then I get home. I got to pull a splinter out of my daughter's foot. So,
fun time.
Oh yeah, and she's at the age that if you just put the tweezers even like within an inch of the foot, there's right, like it's
blue bloody murder. Yep.
Yeah. And honestly, she wasn't as bad as my boys. My boys were. At least she waited until I like actually tried to pluck at it. Where my boys is like, I was like 6 inches away, and he's like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "I'm not touching you yet." I'm like. Oh
yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, that sounds familiar. Vesper is at the age where she absolutely refuses to let us trim her hair. She does not want her hair trimmed. She wants it to be super duper long.
Yeah.
But the act of brushing her hair is apparently a form of torture likened to waterboarding because it is tears, screaming,
You're
flushed
murdering
face,
her.
exasperated, just hyperventilation. It's every night. Actually, it's almost twice a day now because it's so long
Yeah.
that if you don't do it like twice a day, it's just
You can't
horrible.
get through it. I know we're trying to
Yeah.
I'm like, just get some conditioner. And she's like,
Yeah.
no. So we use spray conditioner for her because otherwise it'd just be like a nest of like all over.
Oh, it's unreal. It's unreal.
I don't know how she does it. But yeah, so that's what I've been dealing with for the last couple days. And yeah.
Well, I can put it into perspective for you. You could
No, I don't think you can. I mean, yeah.
I can try. So I was supposed to be at a job site today treating a new well we just drilled. And when I got back yesterday to load all this stuff up, about an hour later after we got it all loaded up, my boss comes up and says, "Hey, so might not have to go." I'm like, "Oh, okay. What's up?" He says, "Well, so the engineers told our drilling crew to drill it in the wrong spot."
Oh
Like,
no.
oh, how wrong? Well, where they drilled it is about where a new street is going to go through.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, two wells, mind you.
Oh my god.
So we're talking tens of thousands of dollars
Oh my
wasted if they can't just refigure things. And it turns out today, no, they cannot. So those brand new holes are going to get filled in and it will be redrilled. Just complete waste of money. But we're also talking about city money, so they don't care.
Oh, so it was city engineers that fucked it up.
Yeah, whatever city engineers decided this is where we want you to do it, they were wrong.
Ow. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, likely that was an engineering firm, right?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, City of Lincoln. Well, I take it back. It's going on like some new exclusive, like privatized golf course that's only for like specific people who live in the vicinity, or
Yeah.
it's like super exclusive, like not open to the public at all. And then there's gonna be a new street that like runs through that where this is, I guess. And apparently the holes got drilled right where the street's supposed to go.
Oh, then that's rich people money. They're fine.
Yeah, it is. It is. They don't care.
Yeah,
But still, what a waste.
yeah, I mean, ultimately that's probably what 30, 40 grand gone.
Oh, easily. I mean, but that's before you figure in filling the holes back in, because we'll have to do that too, because the casing is in.
Yeah.
It's not just it's not an open borehole. It's the casing and the screen and all that's in. You're not getting that back.
No. Oh my god. Yeah, they have to pay material twice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's fucking just amazing. It just and
Well,
stuff like that happens. It's unreal.
Screw ups for 40 grand, but then when you guys go back to drill another couple wells.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
Yeah, it was a couple 100-foot deep, so it's not like it was a shallow one. Actually, what was it? Monday. Yeah, the one I just finished. We had to. So I got kicked in the dick. We went back Monday to finish the job site I was on. I don't know. I probably mentioned we went and pulled this one last Thursday, and they cameraed it on Friday. Like, I didn't mess with it too much because we'd never touched this one. I didn't have any paperwork, didn't know anything about it. We'd never treated it. Glad I didn't, because when they did the camera, they find out the casing only went down like 70 foot. And after that, it was just open borehole. No casing, no screen, just rocks and limestone. So if I would have sent like a plunger down or something, I could have collapsed the whole thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So
My God.
thankfully, I didn't do that. So we went back Monday to start just because we're just putting all new stuff in, setting it back, whatever. Here you go. And we get back up there. Mind you, I had to jackhammer 2 inches off of the concrete pedestal that the wellhead and the motor sit on top of because their old motor head, their base, was so in disrepair that we're like, no, we're just going to sell you a new one. And of course, ours are 2 inches in difference. So I had to jackhammer 2 inches down, get it all flush. So yeah, it was a whole thing. That was all Monday, and then Tuesday we finally set everything back in, and we go to put the motor in, and he's looking at it, and he's like, my boss, mind you, he's like, what the fuck? Well, that ain't good. All the leads on the motor are like corroded. There's no insulation left on the wiring at all, which I didn't look at that closely when I pulled it because I was in the dark.
Yeah.
And then I had my helper repaint the motor, so I didn't get a second look at it. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
So we had to have somebody bring us up a motor. And it was just a whole ordeal. Like, God damn it. Every time you do, like, and everything otherwise had gone so well, considering, and now, shit.
Just waiting for
Had to be something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to top it off, so tonight, I'm doing the job where I needed that drill bit. I had to go buy one, which it's a diamond coated drill bit. So it is a 1-inch bit is $35.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
No, hell no.
It's ridiculous. So I do all this water piping, but it's so late. My wife's got to go to book club. I get home, pull the splinter. I tell my son, like, I'm going back. Mom's at book club. Here's my work phone. I'm like, you need me, you call me. I'm 15 minutes away. My oldest, he's 12. He can handle shit, right?
Yeah, he's fine.
Something happens, So he's like, do you want me to stay up? And I'm like, if you feel like you need to stay up, you can stay up. I was like, but you can go to bed too. I don't care.
Yeah.
Fine. So I needed, so the piping that I'm using, right, is an expanding PEX, right? Like you stick a tool in there, it expands the PEX, you put the fitting inside the pipe, and then it closes itself on the fit. It's great. I think it's the best PEX out there. So
yeah, you don't have to heat it up and risk damaging it or
no heating. There and then it actually has the inner the diameter is the same as copper basically. Whereas most PEX piping, you put it together and then you crimp down on it. Yep. That is actually a little bit less. Those fittings are less than half-inch copper.
Shit. Okay.
So this is why I like
nice and tight.
Yeah, this other stuff I like to use. They're both good. I'm just saying that my preference is the one that expands. Well, that one you can't just like do it and then turn on the water. That's a downside, right? Whereas with the crimping one, you can turn the water on super quick, no problem. So I got home, pulled the splinter, told my kids like, "Yep, all right, I'll be there. Call me if you need me." So go to the job, turn the water on. No leaks. Great. Come home and check on my kids. And my son, my oldest, sits right up in bed. And I look down because they're in bunk beds and I don't see Maxwell. I'm like, all right, Maxwell, get in bed. So he jumps out of Jackson's bed. Now, if you remember, like an episode or two ago, right? An episode or two ago.
No face month time, no.
No, exactly. So all I said to them was, "Good night." That's all I said. I just said good night. So I hope they enjoy their month without TV because that's about coming. So, oh my God, that's the top of it off. Just like, what the fuck? Like,
so good.
this like children make bad decisions. Like a 12-year-old, right? Like this is someone that's supposed to choose their gender, right? But
Absolutely.
he can't follow simple instructions. Like can't he can't turn in his school assignments when he's supposed to. He's fucking homeschooled. Okay?
That's the best. That's such a great lie.
he, he, he he's taking an online.
Boy, that has got to be an awkward parent-teacher conference meeting.
Well, to be fair, this is an online course. It's called VLAX, right? Like where a teacher from another whatever, right? Like teaches this course, and Jamie's trying to give it hands off because Jackson is not good at. He doesn't like writing, like English. That
okay.
I feel for him. I fucking hated it. So, but he hates it, and I'm like, I get it. You know, writing a report really doesn't help you in life. I don't
know. It's not a life skill.
Unless you're going to be a writer, it's bullshit. But whatever. So,
yeah.
But you should be able to write a paragraph people could read, right?
That's fair.
That should probably, like, if you're going to write anything,
that's reasonable.
People should be able to fucking read. So, but I don't know, whatever. I don't even know what the course is, but I get emails. My wife gets emails, and I'm working this afternoon or this morning. I'm catching up on paperwork and stuff like that. And I get an email from the teacher that says, "Hey, I'm looking forward to, getting your work for, you haven't submitted anything in a week and a half." I'm like, okay. I get a second email for the other class that he's taking with her. And it's the same thing. He has not turned anything
in a trend here.
I'm like, all right. So, I texted my wife. I'm just like, this is the second time it's happened. He hasn't turned in his stuff. And the excuse is that he did it, but he just didn't hit the button. And I'm like, I don't know. That sounds like bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that sounds like bullshit to me.
Yeah, no, nobody's buying.
He's been kind of sick lately, and I'm like, okay. She's like, well, brain fog is one of those things with the symptoms and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay.
Not when it comes to kids and buttons. No.
I'm like, but I don't get it.
If we got to the stage where the button could be pushed, the button will always be pushed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, I don't get it. Like, because I said, well, maybe he needs to write down like when his assignments are due. She's like, it's on the computer. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe he just needs to like, and she's getting mad at me because I don't obviously don't understand what the platform is. Like, I've never seen it, so I don't know. So I'm just like, oh, well, I'm just thinking maybe it's easier for him to like write it down. Like some things, if I write it down, like I'll never forget it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I try to remember it, writing it down, not gonna happen.
You have to have the physical note to be able to make them.
Exactly. Yeah. There's got to be a connect. So that's all I'm trying to get to. But I could tell she was like ready to rip my fucking head off. Like I was telling her, I was just like, no, that wasn't my intention. I'm just trying to figure out a way that maybe we can get it. I was like, I just don't understand how he can do the whole assignment, but then just not turn it in. Like, I don't get that. And she was like, yeah, I don't get it either. So we're on the same page. It just, but I mean, they've been punished several times before for, getting in the same bed, fooling around and, and not going to sleep when they're supposed to. And it fucking blows me away. I threatened them with 1 month of losing privileges on the TV, and just don't give a fuck, I guess. Like, I don't get
it's amazing that the consequences are something that it's always something that they hold near and dear, but it never seems to fucking matter.
Well, the last time when I couldn't say the actual sentence, by the next day, my son Maxwell, my second born, came down crying when I was working on the computer and was like, I didn't hear you, even though I spoke to him. Like I physically spoke to him that night. He was somewhat awake, but
Right.
I'm like, okay, fine. I'll give you your last second chance. Like that was the discussion. I was like, all right, I'll give you your last second chance. I don't believe you, but fine. That's all right. I was like, it doesn't hurt because you know, in the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, they'll fuck it up again. So like,
yeah, guaranteed.
it's fine.
It's expected.
And I don't care. Like, I don't want to, honestly, if they just were quiet and just went to sleep, and even if they were in the same bed, I don't care. But they're not.
Yeah, it's not.
They're
It's
up. They're fucking around, and they're, they're screwing around when they're not supposed to be.
It's
And
the truancy, damn it.
It's the truth.
Oh my god, what? Bro.
Oh man. Well,
God, if you look at me, make that stupid face again.
29 minutes in. Did you mean to mute it, Tony? Because you didn't. Yep. This is what you get with Dads Worldwide. You get Tony's kids interrupting, and that was actually when the Dog and Chicken show was at its peak. That was a sign you needed to drink.
Yeah, and I think I'll have another thank you for reminding me. My God. The first time he did this in the middle of like 5 minutes ago. He did the same thing. Dad, this is the oldest, mind you.
Yeah.
The 9-year-old. Dad. He's right behind me in the other room. Dad, what? I walked over there. What? I opened the door. What? He looks at me with the dumbest expression in his face. And makes that noise. And that was it. That's all he wanted, was to just fucking annoy me. So this time I didn't take it as seriously. And then he's screaming and screaming. I'm like, what? I go out there and he's like, look at this pack on Fortnite. You get this Lego character and this axe and a map thing. And it's like $5. Can I get it? I don't fucking care. Just stop, please. Does $5 buy me silence? No, it won't. I know the answer.
Yeah, that's definitely not.
It won't.
These are the kids that should be able to choose to chop their dicks off.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think. I mean, they ask him such good life decisions at 9 to 12 years old. I don't know why anyone would even question that.
Absolutely. I mean, if peak decision making is, yeah, I think I'd love to mix Diet Mountain Dew with unsweetened iced tea at the burger joint, or hey, this stupid skin pack is $20 on Fortnite. I'd like to buy that, or hey, I'd like to chop my dick off and pretend to be a girl. Yeah, I mean, I think these are just normal adolescent questions that you just have to let them choose on their own. You can't force things on them. Let them make their own decisions because they're always right. Always.
I think I'm more disturbed with the whole Mountain Dew iced tea thing.
I did pull that up out of thin air. I don't know that any of my kids have made
that. Okay, good God.
But I wouldn't doubt it.
My heart skipped a beat. I don't like either one of those things, but I think together, I feel like my heart would explode.
That does sound terrible. I love iced tea though. But
I can't do it.
Oh, it's so good.
I don't like tea, like anything tea. I don't
like sweet tea. I like unsweetened tea, only unsweetened.
No, I don't like any of it. I don't like any of it.
So good.
Like occasionally, like for a while, I was doing half and halves.
Oh, okay.
Lemonade and tea, but like
that's an Arnold Palmer.
It is.
You drink connoisseurs out there.
But other than that, nope. I'm out. You know, not like
one of the greatest. God damn it! One of the greatest lines in television history, Chris. We'll get to the TV episode one day, but
are you going to bring up Seinfeld right here?
No, it's not Seinfeld. It's Scrubs.
Fucking love that show.
Fucking JD is talking to Dr. Cox about something. I can't remember the exact wording, but he says something about mixing lemonade and iced tea. Arnold Palmer, became famous for that. And Dr. Cox goes, Arnold Palmer is a golfer. And JD goes, I'm sure the man has many hobbies. He's a drink connoisseur. That's the greatest line I've ever heard.
I
sure
love
he
it.
has many hobbies.
And those two actors have like done nothing since. Well, Zach Braff had a stint as
he's done almost nothing.
well, he did that stupid movie with Natalie Portman. Was it like Jersey State or something like that? I don't know.
He was in a movie. That's right.
Garbage. No, he directed it.
Oh God,
It was
even
boring
worse.
it was boring as fuck. It was awful. It was awful.
Well, at least now he's back to doing.
It was Garden State or Jersey State. I don't know. It wasn't worth
back to doing commercials with Turk. So
yeah, yeah, that's true.
Fucking what? 15 years after the show's been off. I don't know how long it's been, but Jesus, got to go back to the well again.
Dude, that was the best show. Really, such a great show.
Oh man, so great.
Except when they did like the musical ones, I just not a big fan of that.
Even that one is better than the final season where they like tried to rebrand the whole show. It was horrible.
So weird when they get to that point. You're like, oh, why didn't you just end it last season?
But they did end it. They ended the show and it was beautiful. It was a great finale.
Yeah,
they did it right. And then they're like, we really stuck that landing, didn't we? We sure did.
Let's fuck it up.
Let's totally fuck it up. It was just too good. Usually shows don't end that well, and we just did it too wrong. Nope, we gotta fuck this up. And they did it. They absolutely did it.
You know what other show I hold
final season?
I hold in the same regard as is Psych.
Oh, I did watch a lot of that.
Oh,
that was a good one.
I love that show. That was so good.
The concept of that was really good.
Yeah. I don't think it lasted as long as Scrubs.
It lasted quite a while, though.
It was a while, yeah.
USA has it has a sneaky long list of original shows that really went for a long time.
Yeah, and they did movies too. Monk, not Monk. I'm sorry, I was gonna say Monk for a show.
Monk for sure. Yeah, that one went forever.
I think, but Psych had a movie or two afterward that I think maybe two. Yeah, on Netflix.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No kidding.
So Lassiter, the guy that was the police officer, he had a stroke.
Oh,
and he was pretty fucked up for a while because he was supposed to be in one of those shows, and they kind of like carted him around.
Oh no!
Yeah. No. I'm like he was still mostly with it.
Okay. Holy shit!
But he's doing a lot better now than he was. I follow him on Instagram, even though he's a liberal twat. But but. Well, most of the guys are scrubs and all of them are, Tulane Hill from Psych. He's a douchebag too. So, but
most actors are, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's just do they keep it to themselves, or do they think they need to be vocal about it and just openly wrong?
No, most of them.
Because a lot of them like to be openly wrong.
Yeah, most of them are openly wrong.
Case in point, Stephen King, who should just delete his Twitter.
Stop talking.
Dude, like, how are you such a good writer, but so very stupid?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care for his writing.
George Takei, another famously bad Twitterer.
He's funny sometimes.
Inadvertently. Yeah, it's hilarious what he says because it's so off base and point that we should give all of the AR-15s to Ukraine. You just made the case for the Second Amendment, you fucking idiot.
You dumbass.
Unreal. I love it. Hollywood's so stupid.
Well, they're just people. Like, this is a politician. Like, people.
Yeah.
They're just people. Like just because they're famous, they're on like the movie pictures. Like people hold them in this high regard, and I'm like, I don't get. Even Paul,
people.
he won a fucking popularity contest. Like these people who are just absolutely like gobsmacked. What do they?
Yeah, no, I don't get it.
Gobsmacked at over fucking politicians. Like they're just. I'm like, they won a popularity contest. Stop, for the love of God, stop. Unless it's Ron Paul, he's fantastic and wonderful. But I mean, other than that, shut your fucking trap. Like, I don't care about these people. They're no smarter, and there's quite a few of them that prove that they're no smarter than the average person.
Yeah, no, gaining notoriety or fame doesn't instantly make you more right about things or more of an expert on the way the world works. That's not how these things work. And that's double for athletes, especially athletes. Like, you make millions of dollars to play a game and play it very well. You should probably just shut the fuck up about your political views. Even if I agree with them, like literally you have it very well. You don't need to spread your bullshit. You just don't.
Yeah, there was a thing, I forget what it was for, but when the NBA, someone was talking, they just said, shut up and play basketball or something like that.
Yeah.
That was quite a few years ago. That was probably like 4 or 5 years ago. And yeah, I mean, again, I don't care if you voice your opinion. I really don't. But I mean, there is a problem with that people, but it doesn't matter. Like whether that person does it or another, I don't know. I don't know if it matters. I really don't know.
It's not that they're voicing their opinion. It's that they think that they are, and it's feeling like they're so influential that they deserve to be influential. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Will Ferrell did this thing when they were doing Obamacare.
Oh God.
He did this like fake commercial about how CEOs for insurance companies need another petting zoo or whatever. It was funny, but it was stupid. Like it was it was flat out. Just it was silly. It was just absolutely silly. So I'm just like, oh God, I fucking love this guy. But then in the same respect, shut the fuck up. Like, come on, man. Like, ugh.
Oh yeah. No, and
plus the Affordable Care Act was nothing but a handout to insurance company CEOs. So like
exactly.
It was so fucking ridiculous. So I don't know.
Utter bullshit. Yeah.
Oh my God. It didn't help the average person. Oh my God.
No.
Completely fucked over the middle class. I mean, if you were really poor, then yeah, maybe you got some health care, but then the middle class got stuck in the ass hardcore on that thing. So you can check previous episodes. I talked all about that and how I got fucking railroaded on that one. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. These people, they win popularity contests. They're on TV. They're not any smarter than you or I. So yeah,
you don't have to be smart to be famous.
Oh, definitely not.
No,
definitely not. There's plenty of politicians that prove that
daily.
Oh God, this week has been so fucking crazy. The last couple of weeks, actually. So we missed a week, and so the Signal chat thing came out. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know how you just. I don't know how you. I don't know how you dismiss that. That's a complete fuck up.
It's so weird that one really didn't like blow up the way you would expect it to.
Well, I mean, the left media was like hammering it.
They did, but. I'm actually a little surprised they didn't go harder.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much harder they can go. They just hammered them any chance they could get.
Well, I mean, they did their average amount of hammering, which is ridiculous.
Well, that's the problem, right? Like when this is the problem, the way that they run things, right? Because they hammer the right on absolutely everything, which they don't necessarily need to do because
over nothing. So then when something actually happens,
when something really serious happens like this, what happens. It's just normal. It's just normal. It's just the right being right. And I'm
it's
like,
taken
no,
with the same
no.
amount of
And I wasn't even mad that they were discussing this bullshit over a signal chat. I don't care about that. What I cared about was the fact that they were the peacemaker president was bombing another fucking country.
yeah.
What did they do? They flattened an apartment building and killed a bunch of civilians to get one guy. Like this is to me is the most disturbing thing that people just willingly accept. I don't I this is absolute garbage. I'm beside
We're
myself.
so numb. I think this is a side effect of when you're in the midst of global conflict, and there's a couple of those going on. When you're in the midst of that, you get numb pretty quickly to the idea of war casualties and especially, more importantly, civilian casualties. It gets swept under the rug pretty quickly and it gets disregarded because we're like, oh, yeah, that's just what's happening right now. But that's not really like, no, this isn't what should be happening right now. That has nothing to do with those other things. But it's, we're jaded, we're a little numb to it. So nobody's like analyzing it. Why is that okay? Because it's not okay. Why is that happening? Because it shouldn't be happening. It's so it's gross to think that we're not we get offended about the stupidest things in society, no matter what side you're on. But then we don't get upset about the things that truly matter, like civilian collateral damage. That's always going to be the grossest fucking thing. And I'm not saying soldier casualties are any better because those are also former
Okay.
civilians.
Now, first of all, we are not in a war.
Exactly.
Technically speaking, we're not in a war. We have not.
We're not.
Or on another country. We have not declared war on Yemen, which is a country that we fucking bombed. We haven't declared war on Palestine, which is the country that Israel is currently flattening with our bombs and intelligence. Ukraine, we haven't I can say we're at war with Russia, but yet we're supplying Ukraine with all their bullshit.
Yeah.
So we're technically not at war with anybody. So the idea that we would send a bomb into Yemen, and we sent 65 to 75 of them, and one of them connected with an apartment building full of innocent civilians to hit one guy, the missile guy. And you know how I know this? Because it was in the signal chat. And I read the fucking whole thing. Okay? So I'm just fucking annoyed with those motherfuckers. Like I don't care if they're Democrats or Republicans. The idea, oh, we got one guy. Oh, great. Why don't you watch a video of a guy?
Was it worth it?
That was holding his son. That was holding his son that you fucking murdered. Yeah. This is the thing that kills me is like they just like, well, we have to because they hide their missiles. And no. That's
not a reason.
I refuse. I'm just done with that.
We have one of the most efficient and secretive at just how good they are militaries, if not the military in the world. And we can't figure out how to get one guy without taking down an entire apartment complex of civilians. Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? Anybody who wants to make the argument that no, this was justified because, sure, the price was high, but it was worth it in the end. No, it fucking wasn't.
You wouldn't be saying that.
We could have easily come up with a better strategy than the firework method. Like, yeah, just blow it all up. Fuck it.
Well, let's forget who's on what side, right? Like whether it's Israel, Palestine, Yemen, US, like let's forget names, right? Like,
sure.
Let's just say that you have a family member who's living in an apartment building that gets fucking blown up so they could get a guy that was visiting his girlfriend, but he was a bad dude. He was a really bad dude.
Yeah.
But so we leveled the entire building, knowing that there were civilians inside. So we just leveled that entire building. Like, you're just going to accept that excuse? Like,
No.
if someone did that in the United States, say in Lincoln or in Boston,
Yeah.
think of it like in Boston or New York City, right? Like if
Can you
they
imagine?
if they leveled an apartment building, what would we call those people that leveled an apartment building to get one guy? What would we call them?
Well, we should call them terrorists.
We definitely would call them terrorists.
But we use that. That's one of those terms in America that kind of lost its meaning.
Yeah, I mean, even so, like, but even if they,
but that's actual terrorism.
Say a military claimed it.
Yeah.
What would we call that?
That's a complete and utter act of war.
Act of fucking war.
Yeah.
So,
without question.
Yeah. So this shit drives me crazy, and I think a lot of the takes on this are like neocon takes. This is like, so one of the podcaster I listen to the most, I would say, is Tom Woods. He was doing it 5 weeks. He's now doing 3 days a week. 5 days a week. Now he's doing it 3 days a week. Tom Woods, he's anarcho-capitalist, libertarian kind of guy, but he has people on that talk bigger picture, more like how do you, I guess, talk about, it's not so much current events, it's more like, hey, libertarianism this, or, you know, like, it's, I don't want to make it sound like high IQ, but they talk about other things other than just current events, right? Like, it's more like discussing God, my brain's not working right now, but he says, one of his sayings, which I think is completely accurate, is no matter who you elect, you get John McCain for foreign policy. So completely accurate. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if you just,
yeah.
I mean, think about Trump. Like, in the first month, you're like, wow, this guy's really cranking it out. Like, yeah, he's getting it done.
Yeah, he was all over shit.
And then just in the last week, you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you do that? Like, I want to be known as a peaceful president. And he's like bombing people, threatening Iran. This is not.
I'm going to buy Gaza Strip.
Yeah, fucking just being completely stupid. This shit drives me crazy. This is when I get fucking just my mind blown. Every day I listen to these dumbasses talk about how, yeah, we're gonna have to go to a war with Iran. I'm like, this is not gonna work out well. You know how many bases we have in the Middle East? You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, like, okay, yeah, let's do another like 3 decades long fake war, and just so we can have troops on the ground for decades and decades and accomplish nothing, and then leave in a disaster. And when we leave, everything goes back to the way it was before we showed up.
It just makes
sound familiar.
Yeah, the last week just makes me believe that that Trump has learned nothing.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Like, because it started so well. Like, oh, okay, he's doing the stuff he couldn't do in his first term because he might have something to lose. Now he's got nothing to lose, so he's just going whole hog, and he's just going to do whatever he wants that he wanted to do.
Well,
now it's like reverting back to that. I don't know if it's not even chess. It's not even checkers. It's just he's just making moves to make moves, and he's doing things, and it's like there's no agenda, there's no goal. He's just doing things.
Well, the last week and a half has all been to like give Israel a hand job, because you can't talk bad about Israel. You could, because other than that, you hate Jews. If you say anything bad about them,
right,
is fucking the most stupid thing I've ever heard. Because saying that the Israeli government are run by a fucking bunch of low IQ dumbasses doesn't mean I hate Jews. It just means I hate their government. Their government, just like our government, are a bunch of full of a fucking bunch of dumbasses.
Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I hate. I don't even know what they are. Their religion has nothing to do with it.
No, it's not really. Yeah, no, that's
No.
the thing that everybody confuses. It's not the religious aspect. It's not the isms. It's they're all run. All governments seem to be run by greedy, power hungry, narcissist psychopaths.
Yeah, pieces of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
people that if they didn't have influence, power, or money, we would call them what they are: fucking asshole pieces of shit. But no, when they've got power, we've got to pretend like they care about us, and we've got to either hate them for no reason or idolize them for less.
Well, so Israel bombing the Houthis, sending more munitions and bombs to Israel, and all this stuff is just it's more to help Israel to cleanse Palestinians, and it's an awful situation, and I wish it would fucking end. So
yeah, and
it could end if our government just stopped sending everybody bombs and munitions. It would end.
Yeah, that's like if Trump wanted to like really stand out.
Yep.
That's the most obvious solution right there. Put your foot down. If you want to be the peaceful president, that's where it starts. Like we're gonna install all these tariffs, but you want to have a global impact. What the fuck? Yeah, stop funding all these wars and conflicts. Like, there you go. Stop supplying everybody else's fucking beef. Boom. There is a huge shift in the way the globe is going at each other's throats.
Yeah. It's just absolute garbage. Ukraine, he stopped sending them shit. And then everyone was like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll get together. We'll figure this out. And then he started sending him shit. And then they started attacking Russia again. yeah, no kidding. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I wish, I don't know. I thought we'd be, I really did. I thought we were going to be about done with that conflict. But given the way that meeting went down and then the way things have gone since, it's like, what happened? Because I don't believe Trump was compromised, but I think something had to have happened that is going to prolong this for
which one? Ukraine, Russia?
Yeah.
Well, Ukraine has absolutely no standing to.
No, of course not.
Or leverage, and the U.S. doesn't either. So they just need to like try to help make each other a deal. But if the U.S. keeps handing them more munitions and
exactly.
Like why would Russia come to the table? They don't care.
Yeah, there's no reason.
They have millions upon millions of people that they can send into battle.
Yeah.
And Ukraine does not.
No, it's the sheer size. That's the problem. And it's always been the problem.
Yeah, and so like this is they actually have no leg to stand on. So
no, it exposed Russia as very, very weak as a military. But even then,
I'm not sure it did. I'm not sure it did. Because I think
they could have come in and steamrolled this right from the get-go and actually like that probably would have jump-started a World War III. So I can understand why they didn't just like come out guns a-blazing.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Forward.
They know that if they would have gone into Romania or Poland or any of those, which everyone was claiming they were going to do, right? Like if they did that, they knew that was going to be be for the world and for them.
That's fair.
Let's be serious. That would be bad for them because even though they have a huge army and they could send a whole bunch of young people to die and probably be fine, like even that they knew that was suicide. So being smart enough,
but that also likens it to them not being as strong as they thought they were.
Maybe
to a degree.
I think that they could have. I think they exercised judgment, and I think they did it in a pretty smart way. Am I right?
Putin's not an idiot. Yeah, I agree.
I think they just did what they knew they could get away with, and And
I agree with that.
and so I don't necessarily think that they're weak. However,
No, it's one of the strongest militaries in the world. Don't get me wrong, but sheer size and numbers, it's definitely behind the U.S. It's for sure behind China. It's it's hard to gauge it because we haven't seen its full force, sure, and especially against Ukraine, because you either A, expose yourself as being weak, like I was saying, or B, you overplay your hand and yeah, you kickstart something off that you don't want to be involved with. They're slow playing the hand. I feel like because they're gaining so like both sides are gaining while they're losing so much, but they don't care about that. We've shown, which has been proven, because Zelensky had a chance to end this and didn't. So
well,
here we are.
well, they actually within a month of this whole thing kicking off, they had an agreement, and the U.S. and UK basically submarined it.
Mhm.
So, so the U.S., in my opinion, and the UK are responsible, just as responsible, for Ukrainian people's death as Russia is, because they could have ended this with almost from what I heard about the deal, no land lost. Russia would keep Crimea, and that was about it. That's not going to be the deal anymore.
No,
That's not going to be the deal.
God, no.
So,
well, how could it be?
Yeah.
Not now.
I don't know. I just, again, what the fuck does this have to do with the United States? Why are we as the taxpayers paying for the bombs, paying for the munitions? Like, why? Like, fucking why?
Yeah.
This is the shit.
It's bad enough that we spend so much already.
We were broke.
Funding a
We do not
government
have
that
money.
hates us. Yeah.
Yeah. We're borrowing money to pay off the interest that of the debt. Like, it's the debt. The debt is so fucking retarded, just so crazy right now. Like, we're just borrowing money to pay off debt. It's crazy.
Which doesn't work.
Yeah, not for long term. All right, you want to start this freaking political quiz now that
let's try it. Let's see what happens. I'm interested in this. So you go ahead and you can put it up on screen, and I'll run through it on my phone. I've still got the link on my phone pulled up.
All right, here we
see
go.
How we both.
Oh shit!
We can see how we both do. So this is from idrlabs.com, Individual Differences Research. I have no idea what this is. This popped up in something I looked up one time months ago, and it's been sitting in my tabs for months, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this. So we're gonna see what happens. We'll see how both of us fare out on this. I don't know what the results are supposed to be or what they will be, but yeah, it's 70 questions, but they all look really quick. If you want to take this to, it's idrlabs.com, 8 values, political test. Yeah, it's a 70 question. And it's very simple. Double thumbs down, thumb sideways, thumbs up, or double thumbs up. So, question 1, society was better many years ago than it is now. Oh, you're not getting the same questions, are you?
No, it says it is important that we work as a united world to combat climate change.
And you're getting a
agree or disagree.
What the fuck? Did I send
it must be the difference between mobile and computer.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll run. Yeah, I don't know. We'll run off the computer then. We'll just kind of
okay.
Make a group effort here.
The general populace makes poor decisions. Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, fucking yeah, like that's guaranteed. Yeah.
Next.
All
it is
agree.
important that the government follows the majority opinion, even if it is wrong.
Majority of who? Themselves or ours?
I don't even know how to. This is a really crazy question because what do you mean wrong?
Yeah. Mm,
Should we slightly disagree?
yeah, I think it's a slight disagree because it's so vague.
I don't know. Oh, there we go. Next. The stronger the leadership, the better. Okay, come on.
I
A
mean,
world will come from automation, science, and technology.
uh,
Slightly agree.
yeah, slightly. Yeah, you can't go total agree because that's how you get Skynet.
Yeah, or Fauci.
Or
Government
Fauci.
should be accountable to the international community. Fuck off. Reason is more important than maintaining our culture.
Mm.
Reason?
Yeah, is this like a
Yeah.
transgender question?
Uh, I that's hard to say. Yeah. I mean, your reason and my reason may be different though, right?
I mean, but this could also be aimed at like a racism thing, like, oh, it's more important than maintaining our culture. Well, what kind of culture are we talking about here? Is this some like
Okay,
baited question?
I slightly agree
I would
or
go slightly, yeah.
slightly? Okay, we'll compromise on that one. It is important to maintain our national sovereignty. Completely agree on
Yeah, I couldn't agree with that more. Yeah.
important that we further my group's goals over the others. Disagree.
My group? Yeah.
Yeah, what is that?
I
That
don't
sounds that sounds racist is right there.
know.
Government should be as concerned about foreigners as they are about their own citizens. I don't even know what to think about that. Government should be as concerned about foreigners as they are about their own citizens.
I would
I mean, I slightly agree with that because you I don't want government to be really that concerned with the citizens. So, but then I know
Yeah,
most, but I know
y-
most people don't think the way that I think.
well, are we talking about like civilian casualties, or are we talking about opening up the border? Because you could go both ways with that one. I would almost leave that in the middle.
Okay. All right. We'll call next. Taxes should be increased on the rich to provide the
Oh,
poor.
fucking God.
Fuck.
Bernie Sanders wrote that.
Yep. Publicly funded research is more beneficial to people than leaving it to the market. I'm sorry. You're not, we're disagreeing with that. Drugs
Yeah.
use should be legalized or decriminalized. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you
Yeah.
fuck yourself up, that's you. That's on you.
It's on you, and you get to deal with the consequences.
Oppression by corporations is more of a concern than oppression by governments. I disagree with that.
Oppression by corporation, more concern.
You
Oppression
don't
by
have to work for a corporation.
yeah, that's not a
No choice with
necessity.
yeah.
Yeah.
Slightly disagreeing or
Slight. Yeah, slight.
okay, well, slight. Although I would go most on that. A hierarchical state is best. I don't know what that means.
Hierarchical. What?
Well, as far as like, yeah, I don't know. It just does that. I don't know.
What? Let's see. What does Google define as a hierarchical state? Just yeah, just what's the Google definition? Hierarchical state in the context of state machines refers to a system where the states are organized in a hierarchical structure with the parent states containing and influencing the behavior of their child or substates. Boy, that didn't explain shit.
Yeah, this question is kind of.
I would disagree slightly with that, I think.
Okay, I think we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Basic utilities like roads and electricity should be publicly owned. What do you think?
Oh, that's another baited one because not all towns are the same size, not all states are the same, but I mean, I guess it would be nice to have skin in the game. It might impact things getting more efficient and less costly in a perfect world, right? Or am I talking communism now? Eh. Might almost go slightly disagree, actually. Now that I think I talked myself into a slight disagree.
You're like, yeah, maybe if the government actually, oh fuck.
Yeah. Once you say it out loud, it actually starts
Yeah.
to sound dirty.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think this is something that people they're freaked out about because they can't see any other avenue. Like where for me, like I want my town to hire out private companies to do things.
Yeah.
Why? Because if we pave a road, I can hire a company to do it much cheaper than if I have to hire a whole crew of people for my town.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because I have to pay benefits. I have to pay salary. I have to pay
Right.
Yeah. That's like you can find a better deal if you don't have to. So
yeah, if you outsource and you get outside contractors versus having to employ an entire workforce.
Exactly. Thank you for actually making it reasonably sounding. Thank you. Yeah. So for me, I agree with this I disagree with this completely.
Yeah, I think I do too. Now that you put it that way.
Gun ownership should be prohibited for those without a valid reason. Oh, strongly agree. Fuck you, people.
Yeah, you went to strongly disagree, just for those of you listening who don't see this.
My religious values should be spread as much as possible.
Fucking, oh, God.
Sorry, what, Phil? What?
Is there anything more than a double disagree?
Well, I mean, like I can see where people say this is a much agree. Like I could get that.
Yeah, because we're in America where the core Christian values are like just good things if you don't like actually nitpick the Bible. Whereas if you go to Saudi Arabia, not as light and fluffy, is it?
All right, so we're going to strongly disagree on that one.
Yes, please.
It is important that we maintain the traditions of our past. I don't really think it's that important. Like, there's some things that I think we should probably but I don't think it's that important.
Yeah, evolution is a thing, and that's not just on a species basis. Like, everything evolves.
All right, here we go. And we're just going to leave that one in the middle. Oh, hold on. I support regional unions such as European Union. No, fuck off.
I don't want any of that. That just sounds gross.
Agree with that one.
Yeah, on principle.
For each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. No, you can fucking die. Next. Traditions are of no value on their own. I'm going to slightly
disagree.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Government intervention is a threat to the economy. Yeah. I
triple agree, please.
Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad we were. Tariffs on international trade are important to encourage local production. I don't agree with this at all. So
to encourage local production?
Yes. This is not a true statement in my opinion.
It's not a local production.
Yeah, it's not anything production, in my opinion.
No, it's a play for a long-term goal that only works if
the other person
if the tariff works exactly how it needs to work, but you still have to endure. And I disagree, but yeah, you can go strongly.
If we accept migrants at all, it is important they assimilate to our culture. I agree with this.
I was gonna say I can't strongly agree with that, but I would go slightly because you can't. It's kind of the whole gripe. We can't open the border and just let people in and go, now we have to cater to them.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That will always be ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm sorry. If you want to be here and be incorporated into our society, you should at least Nobody's asking you to forget your heritage or forget your language or forget where you came from or forget your values.
I,
But come on.
but if you're coming to America, like I think learning English is not a fucking like unrealistic thing for you to do.
No, it's not unrealistic. Absolutely not. I mean, no other country in the world. Like, okay, is Ireland gonna tell Rosie O'Donnell that, yeah, unless you fucking learn our language, like you can't stay here? Well, maybe they will.
Speak English.
Shut up, Brandon. You know what I mean.
If you don't lose 50 pounds, you can't.
There it is.
So okay, yeah. The freer the markets, the freer the people. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, that's obvious.
Yep. Prostitution should be illegal.
I would completely disagree with that.
I don't think it's a good thing, but I also don't.
Yeah, it's not a good encouraging.
I do think that if two willing people decide that they're going to pay for it, then I really don't care. As long as they're too willing.
Yeah, I'm always reminded of the Family Guy cutscene where the guy and the girl in the motel room, he hands her some money. A cop bursts in, says, "You're both under arrest for prostitution." And he goes, "Well, officer, we're filming it, so it's technically pornography." "Oh, never mind. Have a good evening."
I don't remember ever seeing that. That's great.
But it's fucking true.
It's so true. Yeah. Yeah. It's better to maintain a balanced budget than to ensure welfare for all citizens.
What?
Well, it's better to actually maintain a budget than to actually just hand out money to fucking people that you don't have.
What's a budget?
I do not know.
Like, I feel like Matt Walsh. What is a budget?
What is a budget? Is that what it is? Well, completely agree.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Jesus. United Nations should be abolished. Yep.
Yeah, fucking burn it down. Holy shit, yeah.
Children should be educated religious or traditional values. I don't know what that means. It depends on what religion, what tradition.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like
but,
the way these are worded. They're so short. I think that's the problem here. You're going to endure. I would slightly disagree.
You slightly disagree?
I would slightly oh, yeah, for sure.
I slightly agreed. All right, so we'll go slightly disagree.
Oh, keep it in the middle then. If we're splitting the difference, keep it in the middle.
I think you're right. Okay, we'll keep it in the middle. International aid is a waste of money. I don't need to ask, Tony.
Slide that shit as far to the right as you can.
I got it. Yeah, it doesn't go as far as I want it to. Victimless crimes such as drug use should not be crimes at all. Boom. Agree.
Yeah. We already touched on this. Like, yeah, you're your own enemy in this regard.
Who pay should receive better health care. What?
No.
Those with a greater ability to pay should receive.
So the rich should get better health care. That's what that's saying.
Well, wait a second. This is a loaded question, right?
Of course. They all are.
Because the idea that you just pay for healthcare, I don't know. I'm having a tough time.
I wouldn't overthink it to that degree. Yeah, we shouldn't have to pay for healthcare like that. But if we're stuck in the current system that we are, unfortunately.
But unfortunately, this is always going to be the case, right? Like,
yeah.
When there's richer people, they're always going to be able to get better care. Like, that's just the way it's always going to be, because there's going to be a doctor there. Like, so this question to me is kind of shit. So I want to leave it in the middle if you're cool with that.
All right, we can leave it in the middle. That's fine. Yeah.
Because I feel like this is kind of,
we're stuck in the system. You're not wrong.
Yeah. Absolutely. I just feel like I don't know. Like this, I just feel like it's not a fair question.
No, it's not a fair question at all. None of them have been.
Even when protesting authoritarian government violence is not acceptable. Yeah, agree.
Yeah, that's Why? Yeah. Why do you need to hurt other people when you're protesting the government? That's
No cultures are superior to others. Yes, I agree.
yeah. Yeah. We don't need a we don't need a Poland situation,
And
folks.
force for good, even on humans.
What genetic modification is a force for good?
Sounds.
Even on what the fuck? Yeah, I would just slide that all the way over.
Yeah, I
because that
wouldn't let
sounds
me.
gross.
I was for a while. Like I clicked it like 4
That
times.
sounds gross.
It is important that we think in the long term beyond our lifespans. Sure.
I would slightly agree with that.
Military spending is a waste of money. Yep.
Yeah,
Slightly.
Yeah, slightly.
Okay.
I wouldn't go double agree, but I would slightly agree.
I would, if we weren't talking right now, I'd definitely double. To chase progress at all costs is dangerous. I don't know what.
If you overanalyze it, you'll overthink it. I would just go slightly disagree.
Okay, I'll agree to that. Our nation's values should be spread as much as possible. No, I don't. No, double disagree.
We're not trying to indoctrinate other. Like, I don't like the idea of
No,
indoctrination.
this is what's kept like the threat of communism. This is what's kept our warfare state alive for like 100 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go double disagree on this one if you're cool.
Okay.
Hey, fucker, come on.
Yeah, just anytime you can like bring it back to communism, like
Yeah,
you're gonna sell me.
it is more important to retain peaceful relations than to further our strength. Completely agree.
Retain peaceful relations yeah, because I feel like the way they've worded it, they want you to like overthink it in the moment.
The means of production should belong to the workers who use them.
Right. So communism.
Yeah. Social.
Why are these all communism? Like, what the fuck?
Fuck off.
Yeah,
I got to double disagree on this one just because.
That's fine, because it's communism.
Abortion should be prohibited in most or all cases.
I would agree. Just agree.
Yep. Inheritance, legitimate form of wealth. Yes, I agree.
Why? Yeah. Why do we have to pretend like it's not? I don't. That's an Elon Musk question.
A united world government would be beneficial to mankind.
No.
Disagree.
Fuck that.
Same-sex marriage should be legal. Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah. I don't care what you do in your fucking own house.
Sex outside marriage is immoral.
Oh,
Who
shit.
gives a fuck? If it's okay, it's just like the drug question. Like, oh, if you want to go and be a druggy piece of shit in OD, it's on you. So there you go. Military action by our nation is often necessary to protect it. Yeah, but then you start justifying bullshit reasons to flex it.
Absolutely everything. Well, they put missiles in the hospital.
Yeah. Religion should play a role. Fuck no. Religion should play a role in the government. That'd be a fucking quadruple disagree for me. All people, regardless of factors like culture or sexuality, should be treated equally. I would I would agree. I wouldn't go double agree because then we're gonna start incorporating cat people. I'm just saying.
Just throwing that out there.
Just throwing it out.
It would be best if social programs were abolished in favor of private charity. Yeah, probably.
Social programs are abolished in favor of private charity. I hate that question.
Yeah, it's not a great question. It's not specific to the actual public program or social program. So
that seems very vague. I would leave it in the middle.
We'll leave it in the middle. Come on. Okay.
Oh, maintaining
Family
family
va-
values is
course.
essential. Fuck yeah, absolutely. Democracy is more than a decision-making process.
What the fuck does that mean?
I would just slightly agree, I guess.
I'm gonna leave it in the middle. I don't know that. I don't like that question.
Yeah,
I feel like
it's more of
that
a statement than a question.
churches should be taxed the same way other institutions are. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
If you're gonna fuck me over, you should fuck the church over too.
Yes, please. Fuck yes. Joel Osteen can suck my dick.
Regardless of political opinions, it is important to side with your country. I don't agree.
No. Because does your country suck and like encourage beheadings of infidels?
Our
Then
country
no, fuck
lied.
your country.
Our country lied to stay in war in Afghanistan
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah.
Our country lied to get in war into Iraq. Our country lied to get in war into Vietnam. Our country country's not good people. So,
yeah, you're right. Double disagree. Yeah.
Thank you. Environmental regulations are essential. You can suck a dick. I don't know for that. Government surveillance is necessary in the modern world. You can also
No.
All authorities should be questioned. Boom.
Yeah, that's fair. Totally fair.
Society was better many years ago than it is now. Agree. Well, I mean,
okay,
it depends. Wait, okay, I'll back it up.
What's many years? Like, are we talking like Amish or are we talking like Dark Ages?
Okay, well, I mean, if we're talking technology wise, it's like way better, right? Like it's
traditions, values. I would go slight agree.
I'm just saying, like, but there's also
every era.
There's also people out there. There's also people out there now in society that think that my fucking 12-year-old should decide to lop his dick off. I know we're bringing it back to that. So
we're trending down in terms of things in society, but every generation has its ups and downs. Like every generation has its issues.
We should be open borders to immigration.
What?
That's question 61.
Would you like to infinite disagree with that?
Yeah.
Or like fuck no?
Here we go. If they're gonna ask for my email address at the end of this, we are not gonna get the fucking answer.
No.
The sacrifice of some civil liberties is necessary to protect from acts of terrorism.
No.
Fuck off.
No.
It is necessary for government to intervene in the economy to protect consumers. Nope.
What?
Wars do not need to be justified to other countries. What?
What? Wars do not need to be justified to other countries. So
I don't understand the question.
I hate it.
Question? Let's just leave it in the middle. I don't.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Research should be conducted on an international scale.
Okay, but are we? I'm assuming that means international funding to countries of lesser means as a way of government spending, which we will lead to bleeding.
But what international? But what research?
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think it's just this is a reason of government spending. Like I think that's what this is. No, I think if we're talking about patriotism and wanting your country to be the best, why do we need to share the wealth in terms of research?
Yeah.
Why do we need to be we don't need to be funding gender ideology studies in fucking Uzbekistan. Like what? Like that was one of the things that Doge fucking.
No, we need trans-Serbian or.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That's what this reminds me of. I would just go slightly disagree.
Okay. I need to go back then. Oh, shit.
What?
No, hold on. Will slightly disagree.
Yeah, there you go.
The very existence of the state is a threat to our liberty.
The state?
Yeah, completely agree.
What do we mean by the state? Are we talking
The government?
like
It's the
the
government.
deep? Okay, all right,
Government.
yeah, agree.
Yeah, we'll slightly agree because
You just yeah.
I mean, I would totally agree, but
you hit back.
Research should be conducted on what? Oh, damn it!
Yeah, you hit back.
Oh, I did. Climate change is currently one of regrets threats way of life. I don't agree with this at all.
No, this is a bullshit thing because we can't do anything. If the fucking universe is going to tank us into an ice age, like there's very little we can do about that.
Yep.
Sorry.
It is very important to maintain law and order. Yeah.
Yeah, to a certain extent. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go halfway on that one. We're almost there, folks. Almost. We're on 69. I support single payer universal health care. I do not, but I don't know. Do you?
No, because you're gonna get what you pay for.
Yep. True that. Quality education is a right of all people. Go fuck yourself. I don't think.
Yeah, by whose scale?
Yeah. So we'll slightly disagree on that one.
That was 70.
Finish. Let's see.
Oh, here. Yeah, here we go. Finish.
Yeah.
What is our unified result?
Ooh. We are 79.5% capitalist.
Really? That's higher than I expected.
Diplomatic access, we are balanced.
52.8 nation to 47.2 world. Okay.
Yeah. Civil access, we were liberal.
Whoa. 66.3% liberty versus 33.7% authority. Wow. Okay.
With that. Societal access, neutral. 47.5% tradition, 52.5% progress.
Okay. So economic access, equality versus markets equality. Those with higher quality scores believe the economy should distribute value evenly among citizenship. They tend to support progressive tax code, social programs, and high value social. So yeah, fucking communism again. Here we go. Markets, those with higher market scores believe the economy should be focused on a rapid growth. They tend to support lower taxes, privatization, deregulation, and high values, lesser fair capitalism. Diplomatic axis, nation versus globe. Those with higher nation scores are patriotic and nationalist. They often believe in an aggressive foreign policy, valuing military strength, sovereignty, and at a high value geographical dominance. And world, those with the higher world scores are cosmopolitan and globalist. They often believe in a peaceful foreign policy, emphasizing diplomacy, cooperation, interrogation, and high values a one world government. So this kind of takes the whole political compass test and I don't want to say it personalizes it, but it kind of breaks down where the marker lands on the compass scale.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of interesting. There's 70 questions, which the political compass test is like triple that, isn't it? Like, holy shit. I haven't taken it in a while.
I don't think I've ever taken it, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I should probably jump on there, but yeah.
We did that. God, that was one of the more interesting episodes of the Dog and Chicken Show live streams we did. Phil and I and Chicken all did it off screen like a couple days before we did it on the live on our own. And then we did the entire test live while filling it all out individually.
Yeah.
And mine actually somehow I managed to land even more like right in the fucking middle. And it pissed Phil off. Like his reaction to my result is one of the funniest things you will ever see.
He's like, oh God, you gotta be kidding me.
You somehow managed to get even more in the middle? Are you fucking kidding? He was so mad. It was so great. I don't know how I managed it.
I don't know why you wouldn't expect that from someone who's such a, you know, a fence, rider. Like, really? I don't get it. Why is he so angry?
Oh, it's so good. But no, it was really interesting because we were able to influence each other's answers a little bit and kind of break down our interpretation of the questions, and it really gave a more honest
Well,
results.
even the questions that we saw with this quiz were like, well,
yeah, these were incredibly vague. So yeah, with the political compass test, they're a lot more in depth. It breaks it down a lot cleaner and clearer in what it's asking. This is a lot more generalized, and it leaves it open to interpretation to what you want it to be. So it's one of those things where you might have to take this a few times to really gauge what it's asking you. So I find this one interesting, but it's very vague.
Yeah, I think this was a compromise between the two.
Yeah.
I think it definitely would have come out different had I answered it and you answered it, right? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Right. But I think even then, I think some of the questions were not completely clear. So
no, and I don't think a few of them were very honest in what they were asking.
Well, no, it was definitely like they were guided questions. Like they were one way or the other, and if you didn't answer one way, they were definitely pushing you towards another. So
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, but interesting nonetheless. Like if you ever want to find where you land politically, this is a good one to try out in the political compass test. Always tried and true.
I will throw this in the show notes, and you guys can jump on there.
We should both take that and compare the results on the next show.
All right, we'll do that. So, and if you want us to compare yours, take the quiz.
Yes.
Email it to us, or send us a voicemail on speak.
Yes.
Get on. Yeah, Chris. Get on. Get on the website. Hit. Send us a voicemail, and leave that there, and leave your results, and we'll listen to the voicemail on the episode, or send us an email with the results, and we'll post them, and we'll talk about it, and
attach a dick pic.
Yeah, we probably, you can leave the dick pic out. That's fine. I'm cool with that. Either way, we'll make fun of you, probably. I mean, talk about your results. I said talk about your results. Yeah.
The results, yeah.
Yeah.
Not your fugly dick. It wouldn't be me if I didn't make it weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. All right, Tony, tell people where to find you.
So you can find me over at the KOE Nation doing liquor reviews, knife reviews, all sorts of fun stuff with the whole Phil KOE. You can find me on the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, also with Phil KOE. We got WrestleMania season gearing up. We just did a Road WrestleMania show last night, previewing the matches already announced. You can find me on the Vintage Dog and Chicken Show stuff over at the Big Buckin' Empire and the Dog and Chicken Show on YouTube and Facebook. You can find me sometimes, it's been a while, but Hazard Analysis with Phil KOE and a cast of characters of social and political merit. And you can also finally now find me at Decoding the Unknown with Chicken. We finally launched it. An episode has been dropped on Spotify. And we've got some vintage episodes from the old school Dog and Chicken Show pre-records that we've done new intros, updates, and outros, and are also going to be dropping on there with mysteries, conspiracies, paranormal, and weird stuff like that. But of course, more importantly than anything, you can find my voicemails on the Weekly Rewind. but really, more importantly, you can find me right here at Dad's Worldwide.
I totally thought you were ending it there. That was great.
I know.
Yeah, folks, check out Weekly Rewind, please. I really enjoy the show.
It's so much fun. It's so well produced. It's
thank you.
one of the cleanest things you will hear in podcasting. And
Oh
that's no
man,
lie.
I can't tell you how much Chris is going to appreciate your like.
But it's 100% true.
Like, it really
professional all the way.
Yeah, I feel bad. I offer to help him all the time, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do because he just.
No, why would you offer to help and fuck it up?
I'm like, oh no, I don't take out ahs and ums. No, that's not something I do.
At least you didn't count the likes this week.
I don't think I think I did pretty good.
You actually did. I was almost paying attention.
Thank you. I don't do it all the time. It's just sometimes I'm just So, but now that you mention it, you son of a bitch.
Now it's hard not to.
Yeah. But
it's like
you motherfucker. Chris does a great job with that show. He produces it so well. I love, as Tony says, I love listening to myself talk on that show. Yes, so great.
I do.
I really enjoy it, and and you want to hear the voicemails from Leslie Manbeard. I mean, you definitely do, because those.
She is stunning and brave. She.
These are, yeah. You got to listen to that, and just most of all, it's just a fun show. We get to talk about the different news stories of the week. So I really enjoy it, and so I hope you do too. And let me know.
He's gonna have some fantastic stuff to plug here in terms of interviews coming up. So definitely check that out.
He just interviewed someone that was actually jailed because they went into the Capitol on January 6th. So
yeah, I'm so excited for that.
He told me that he got over 4 hours of audio.
Wow.
With that interview. I don't know how much of it is going to get posted.
Sure.
Maybe you shouldn't have said that. So I don't.
I mean, we know how especially in person podcasting goes.
He's gonna
do a lot of raw footage there.
Yeah,
you got to trim the fat, but the gold will be there. I guarantee it.
And worst comes to worst, is he's gonna murder me, and I'm gonna have to eat some of what I just said. But I'm imagining
an actual real life fight with the two of you, and how sad that would look.
Oh my god, it would be so sad. Like one person hitting one person with a brush, and the other one hitting the other person with like a magical wand or some shit, like a Harry Potter 3D printed magical wand. It would be so sad.
Well, I know what I'm using as bait.
We would hit each other like 4 times and then be winded. Have to sit down, definitely.
That's so good.
Oh god. But either way, I love Chris Green. He is a fantastic human being, and he does great work. So I want you to follow him wherever he's at. But the Weekly Rewind, I happen to be on there, so I also want you to follow that. So
that's fair.
That's fair. All right, folks, you know how to get a hold of me, Brendan at dadsww.com. Can't stand me, can't stand this episode, can't stand Chris Green, that mother. His hate mail at dadsww. And of course, we're on the social. So hit us up, please. Let us know what you think. Jump on our website. Leave us a voicemail. We would love to hear from you. Unless you're a douchebag, then you can fuck off.
No, I want to hear from the douchebags.
Oh no, Tony says he wants to hear. There you go.
Want the douchebags? Bring them in.
He wants the D bags. Let's do this.
All the bags.
All right, folks. Thanks for listening.